world surrounded by franchises, reboots, and shared universes. An elite team of podcasters will risk body and soul to investigate the depths of intellectual properties, one multiverse, subgenre, and trend at a time. Who are we? We're the IP Squad.
Welcome back to the IP Squad and our ongoing investigation into films based on video games. I'm John Campbell. Joining me for this part of the investigation, man, I don't know how many commendations he's going to get after this. The medals that'll be pinned on his uniform. Mike Gorgone's back with me.
Yeah, this one cost me, John. Got my arms blowed off, got my head exploded, I lost several ribs, my heart was torn out, and now there's a hole through my stomach that you can just straight up look through. But I'm still gonna finish this case.
God damn it. And yes, because we're back in the world of Mortal Kombat, they skipped out, quite luckily, on Mortal Kombat Annihilation. But back with us is Elliott Lewis.
Yeah, you couldn't make me do it. I did have to. You told me I was a loose cannon.
Yeah.
I had to turn in my gun and badge.
That's right. You're off of suspension this week.
I was suspended for skipping Mortal Kombat Annihilation, but I'm back on the case.
You know what though? I don't know if 2 Silent Hill movies make up for that.
I was gonna say
that was my punishment. That was my punishment
Yeah.
for skipping Silent Hill, for skipping Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I got put on the Silent Hill case.
And as of the recording of this, I don't know if you saw this, Elliot. Now I just saw the trailer for the new Silent Hill.
I haven't watched. Wait, did I watch the trailer? I think maybe I did.
That's as much as I'm willing to go with it.
Already.
It doesn't look great.
No, it doesn't. Surprising absolutely no one.
The director of the original film is back to make another disappointing Silent Hill adaptation. So
I have not heard about this.
Oh yeah, the guy who made the first movie is doing it with a attitude of I'm going to get it right this time.
Is it just called Return to Silent Hill?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's called Return to Silent Hill, and it's
Christoph Gans.
Christoph Gans. Yep. He of Brotherhood of the Wolf, which I do like.
And Sean Bean is back? What?
No. He's not that desperate for work.
Of course.
Even
No. He's just in the post-credit sequence.
Yeah. I want to tell you about the Avengers Initiative. All right. All of that to say, let's talk about a different reboot, which is what we're talking about this week, which is 2021's Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes, that's right. After, was it quite a while? 25 years? 26 years? Something like that?
Depends how you qualify it, right? Because how many live action web series or straight to video movies?
I should say after that long, it returns to theatrical.
Theatrical, because it did come out in 2021.
It did come out in 2021. It did come out in theaters and on HBO Max because of that weird post 2020 thing that they were doing.
Look,
you mean the
sometimes,
quarantine?
Yeah, it's called the pandemic.
Well, no, but the weird thing about where people could, I guess this was caught in that weird limbo time.
It was in that it was released in that window of time in which basically everyone was in agreement that I don't want to sit in a sequestered room with other people. So what if I didn't have to do that to go see a movie?
Except for Dennis.
It's an interesting thing because it was where some theaters were beginning to open up, but Warner Brothers did that thing where they just blanket said everything we put out this year is going to open in both, which was an interesting idea.
Except,
people bitched, filmmakers mostly bitched about it like nobody's business.
Dennis.
It was a whole to do. So this did technically come out in theaters though. But I watched it on HBO Max, I think, like a lot of people did when it came out.
Yes, so
Same.
did I.
Yeah. So Mortal Kombat, this I mean, basically the big pitch here was like finally R-rated, right?
Yeah. What if the fatalities were full of blood and guts and bones and gore?
That
Like the games.
that seemed to be I mean, I think there's an interesting thing here that this movie is not only is it made, you know, for an R-rated audience, but it is also and this is why I'm giving some credence to the original movie, because like I understand where people could be like, yeah, this one really got it right. And you're like, yeah, this one also had the time of pulling from games that had lots of narrative and lore as well, which I think aided them.
Look, just because the first movie is basically making shit up to string together scenes that are the basis of the first Mortal Kombat fighting game, because as we had talked about previously, that first movie came out, I believe it was before Mortal Kombat 3 had ever come out,
Yeah.
and now
it's
we're
like real,
sitting pretty at like
yeah,
14 in terms of mainline Mortal Kombat games.
something along that.
Because this one came out right after X or right before X.
I think right after X, but let me
Okay.
double check.
X, I think, is the one that was in, you know, closest relation to this, whether it was before or after.
Right.
But there was definitely it felt like a lot of crossover between those things to some extent. Like, if you like this, play this, you know?
Because X came out in no. X is 2015.
Which was the one that was out?
Let's see.
What am I thinking?
11 was 2019, and then Mortal Kombat 1, which is like the reboot, came out 2 years after this. So this comes out
Okay.
Yeah, I was
as
thinking
Mortal
of
Kombat
11.
the game.
I guess, yeah,
is
11
sort
would
of,
be the...
rebooting itself. 11 was the wild time travel one,
Yes, that is the one I was
Okay,
thinking
there
of.
you go.
Yeah, the time
There you
travel
go.
one.
where they have to fight Kronika, the Keeper of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This speaks to my, like, I'm kind of in and out on the, you know, I'm a loose fan of the Mortal Kombat franchise.
Yeah, like I have enough knowledge, having only played Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Yeah.
In fact, two of my faves showing up in this movie, Melina and Nitara. Of course, Nitara didn't really get to do anything, but hey, whatever.
Oh, I mean, let's be honest. The other big thing that's different here from the first, the 1995 version that we talked about, this is definitely chapter 1 of something, very consciously so.
Right.
This is these filmmakers have arced out a trilogy, and so there's a lot of characters who are like, you got a little bit, but next time.
I mean,
Yeah,
look, if you're gonna have a Mortal Kombat game, or if you're gonna have a Mortal Kombat movie, you're gonna kill people, right? Like that's top of line. Like, okay, what is the goal of this movie? We're gonna kill some people in some brutal ways, and let's be honest, there's a huge roster of characters here, and some of them, no offense to
yeah.
your girl Natara,
Listen,
a little more disposable than others.
Listen, I did have the thought of like, yeah, they really were kind of pulling out some of the third stringers for this one. And it makes sense. I mean, like, listen, it is a bummer that they whacked off Cabal, because I do think he was cool in this.
Yeah.
I don't really feel anything, but he was cool in this movie, so I like kind of wish that he would.
I really
gonna show up in the
enjoyed
other
the
ones, but-
scumbag cabal of this movie. He's just like, yeah, what you gonna do there? Come on now.
What's
Cabal,
I'm a
just a
workaday
guy,
kung
the
fu
thing.
guy.
Cabal is that character in the Mortal Kombat franchise where I think it was by like, what is he introduced in Mortal Kombat 3 or 4?
Probably,
but
yeah.
it's that moment when the game designers like slap their head and go, "Oh my god, we didn't do a black ninja? What are we doing?
Come on. Whoa.
We got a yellow ninja and a blue ninja and a green ninja. We never did black? What?"
Yeah,
This seems crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and let's be honest, that is the thing about it, right? I look at, I mean, obviously the depth of this isn't the same, but it is a little bit in the realm of when people talk about the X-Men movies, and everybody's like, my favorite X-Men didn't get enough screen time. It's like, because there's 8 million of them. Like, it's very hard these are very hard things to adapt when you have 100 characters. And, and so, yes, some people, I'm sorry, are gonna get shortchanged. It's gonna happen.
So let's talk about everyone's favorite character, Cole Young.
Yeah,
that's
my favorite Mortal Kombat guy.
It's an this almost feels like a calculated thing, right? Where it's just like, we don't want to tip the audience too far into making anyone's favorite character not the main character. So we'll just make a main character who is just main character. Like, it does feel
a guy.
Yeah, he is
whose
guy.
superpower ends up being literal plot armor.
Yep. I mean, which did look pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, he's all right, but he's protagonist. He's hero protagonist.
He's Cole Young, yes, a
Yeah.
character who, because of the era in which this was released between Mortal Kombat 11 and 1, was never made a DLC character, and nobody was complaining.
No. It's a bummer because I actually really like Lewis Tan, who plays him, and he's a great martial artist. But the character is very like, I'm doing this for my family. I'm a good guy.
My family.
Yeah, like I said,
my family.
I don't like hate him, but it is just a little bit like he's the least when everyone else is such a wild, specific character. There is a little bit just like, and then someone's dad is here. Like. Literally, someone's dad is
literally here. some girl's dad.
Yeah.
The whole plot of this film sort of revolves around him being the descendant of Scorpion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the fact that they don't make him like the heir to Scorpion by the end of this movie is kind of wild.
Because they just, they just still have to have Scorpion show up and kick ass, right?
Sure, but look, you can have. There's a whole thing in Mortal Kombat about like the role of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and how it changes hands throughout the series.
Yeah,
and like sometimes it'll be the brother of the last Sub-Zero who died. Sometimes that guy then becomes Scorpion.
Right. Yes, I'm
so
aware.
like
Noob Saibot.
Well, we cannot talk about Noob Saibot.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna try to do that with this because, like, I don't think they're gonna try to do the Quan Chi, fucking, oh my god,
God of Death
switcheroo.
The other thing this has, and this is the same thing about like comic book movie adaptations or any kind of long running franchise. These movies do have both the strengths and pitfalls to avoid, right? They can look at like, here were things that are tried. I don't think that would work. Push that over there, or I mean, there is sort of one of the things they benefit from is they can take the best and leave the worst of the franchise. I will say, to your point there, Gorgone, but they still want Hiroyuki Sanada to play Scar. I mean, both he and Joe Taslim are back in, Mortal Kombat 2 that's coming out next summer as of the recording of this.
Wait. The guy who played Sub-Zero is back? I didn't know that.
Joe Taslim.
I mean, look, he's a great actor. He was a very scary Bihan. Bihan? I don't know.
I think it's Bihan, yeah. Which I believe, which I read in the trivia here means to keep the cold out. Is what it translates
but the cold
to.
is always on the inside.
They talk about that's why it's ironic, right? But the cold is always. I mean, here's the thing about this one that I will say got me a lot more excited about this when they were announcing it. I'm like, finally, they have cast martial artists. Now they had Robin Shou in the original movie, and that was basically it. And the guys who dressed up as Scorpion and Sub-Zero, but they weren't really actors. Here they got people who are both actors and martial artists for the most part.
Yeah, I will say that the fight scenes in this movie were far and away much better than the ones in the 1995 movie, and I'm sure better than the ones in Annihilation. I can only imagine.
Elliot.
Annihilation, there's some stuff that's hard to unsee. Some of those fights were pretty. I mean, Annihilation had animalities, so I mean, let's not.
Yeah, animalities were like, look, we got to turn into a claymation dragon and fight each other.
Oh boy.
And we got to recast basically everyone at the top of this movie.
I like that Robin Shue, looking at the history of like between Annihilation and this one, Robin Shue is the only guy who's like, come on, guys, we can do it again. And I was like, I love the enthusiasm, but it is just like, I think it's a hard pass there, Robin. It just isn't. It didn't go. It wasn't the right time or take on that second one. Yeah,
They should have had him in a cameo.
I do
for this
agree they
movie.
should have had him in a cameo in this. That would have been nice.
Could he have been Raiden?
Maybe. I really like the guy who played Raiden,
Maybe.
though. So
I do too.
I think he's
Like, I think-
fantastic.
Again, ignoring the Cole Young thing
Yes.
issue, I
Yes.
think that everybody was really good in this.
Yeah, I agree. I think everybody. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
this movie's secret weapon is undoubtedly Josh Lawson, but everyone is not
yeah.
bad.
I mean, Kano. I mean, they talked about, because of course there was a lot of outrage about why no Johnny Cage, and basically the filmmakers were like, once we committed to our take on Kano, we can't also have Johnny Cage. Like,
Yeah, you can't.
that's
You cannot have them in the same room, or everything will explode.
yeah, because I mean, Josh Lawson, who I love in a lot of stuff. If anyone watches St. Dennis Medical on NBC, he's so funny on there. But he sinks his teeth into this thing. He knows the gift he's been given here of playing Kano, and he is having the time of his life.
I love that Kano is such a character where like the snake is eating its own tail, because like, why is Kano Australian? Because the movie was popular and Kano was Australian in that.
Yeah.
And then he sort of became Australian aggressively
Yeah.
in the games. And then that just comes back around to this.
And then they cast an Australian actor in a film entirely shot in Australia here. Yeah. So, because I mean, that's a big thing.
Really digging in deep.
This is one of those.
I didn't even have to move. I was just living 2 doors down.
Hi, y'all shooting a movie?
And they were like, "You're hired."
Yeah, because one of the big things here is, and it was all over you couldn't click on the thing. I think it's even in the description on HBO Max still, from producer James Wan, right?
Yes,
who is of
that's
course
true.
Australian, and talked a lot about like how much he loved bringing it to his home country and helping the economy of that, which is great. I think I don't love all of his movies, but I really like James Wan in general, and I think his enthusiasm for that and his commitment to making blockbuster films in his home country is fantastic. I have no idea how much actual involvement he had in the movie at hand, but it definitely, they love to be like, from James Wan.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, the Saw movies that he was even tangentially involved with do like to put his name on that. And I just rewatched all of the Saw movies, and I'll say, some of them really don't have his stink on it in a very obvious way.
Yep. No question about that. I honestly,
that first one still hits though.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it was one of those where like they can never recapture what was that first movie, and we'd never seen anything like it, or no,
Yeah.
I will say I really enjoyed Malignant. I know that was quite polarizing. I dug Malignant for the horror superhero movie it turned into.
Yeah, it wasn't trying to. It like really leaned into how bonkers it was, and I respect that.
Yeah, it's a big swing, and that's something that's what I use. And I don't always like his stuff, but he does go all out. You never get the sense that guy is towing a studio line or something. Even his Aquaman movies are bug nuts.
Yeah.
Look, if you can cast Mary Poppins as the Kraken, I'm in. All right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like those didn't feel like a corporate. That did feel like those came from the heart on him, even though they're big comic book tentpole movies. So, and I will say, I believe this is a first-time director, Simon McQuoid.
Simon McQuoid.
Yeah, this is
as far as I can tell, the only other thing he's directed is some kind of short.
Yeah. And he was attached to this for a long time. I was looking at the history of this movie, because of course they bandied about ideas to do Mortal Kombat for years.
Oh, and they did Mortal Kombat here and there for years.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the Trachtenberg one that like tried to get off the ground.
Yeah, and there were, you mentioned like those web series, which were always kind of like proof of concepts for what a movie could look like a lot of the time. They did of course they did the animated stuff as well. I mean, there's always been, something in this for people, but let's see. Yeah, I mean, McCoy was hired in 2016 to make this.
Lest we forget Mortal Kombat Legacy with Casper Van Dien as Johnny Cage.
I was about to say, I'm looking at this thing also called Mortal Kombat Legacy with Casper Van Dien.
Yeah. I think it's interesting you guys have
you shouldn't look at it, but yeah. And Michael Jai White is Jax.
I was just going to bring up, you guys are really fixated on Casper Van Dien. I'm like, Michael Jai White is there, who is an amazing actor and martial artist. And I mean, yeah, I agree. Maybe the perfect Jax, although I think McCad Brooks is fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, he's not bad. Yeah, that was the Kevin Chanchiron one.
Yeah. And once again, I think
Kerry Tagawa back too.
Yeah, I mean they got good people. Tomo Pennicott from Battlestar is in there, and I mean they were. I mean I remember liking that to some extent when it was out.
I mean, I just realized that like no actors in this for more than like 2 or 3 episodes other than Casper Van Dien.
Well, because he's aggressively available.
Yes. You're not wrong.
Having covered a number of his projects on both the Action Shelf and Campbell and Jones Meet the Monsters, the man likes to work. Let's be honest. That block of wood, that handsome block of wood, loves to work.
That chiseled jawline and
I mean,
not a lot else.
No, he looks like a comic book drawing, no question. And a perfect use as Johnny Rico. Everything else. Everything else, you're like, no. He shows up on Monk, and you're like, oh, Lord, no. Oh, I shouldn't be looking at you and Shaloub on the screen together. This does not compute. Anyway, though, I don't really know much about Simon McCoy. Is an interesting. I mean, it really is just like, if you go to his Wikipedia, it's just like Australian filmmaker, best known for directing Mortal Kombat. I guess he got this from his commercial work. Seemed to be the thing that they latched onto, and probably Juan backed him in some capacity here. But his only feature directing credits are this, and he has he's directed the next one of these, which once again was supposed to come out in the fall. Like, we were supposed to be seeing it very soon, and now got moved to next summer. Apparently a vote of confidence, though, as they see it as a...
Yeah, I was gonna say getting a move from fall to summer is a pretty good sign.
Yeah, well, that trailer blew up in a big bad way.
You put Carl Urban in a thing, and people will be like, "Hooray!" I mean, Carl Urban.
When that casting was announced, I was just like, "Oh, we're gonna be just fine." Carl Urban as Johnny Cage is a great choice.
Also, is this the first like Carl Urban theatrical vehicle since The Boys? Because that might be part of it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, vehicle probably, like something that's actually built around him. Yes, I would say.
Right.
I would say so.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because like they tried to make him into a star so bad, like around the Dread era, and like nothing really clicked
and we were
and
all on board. Happened. Yeah, we were all on board for that. Yeah.
I saw Priest.
Yeah. Oh God. He's talking about something we covered on Meet the Monsters. No, I mean, that's the thing is, I've always been ready for movie star Carl Urban, but yes, it is indeed that case there, Gorgone. And The Boys has just been a level of popular that is I mean, massive hit for Amazon.
But like, he is the front and face of that.
Absolutely.
And so if people are like, "Oh, Mortal Kombat movie starring the guy from The Boys," hell yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense. I follow why they did that. Well, let's talk about this movie and why they had enough confidence to greenlight a sequel. And so, I mean, aside from the obviously the R-rated, the violence of it, which is there's also just there's a seriousness to this, which is the kind of thing I enjoy, which is deadly serious, like silliness at the same time.
Deadly serious, absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah, there's we go from this we have to like win this tournament or we're all gonna die. And then a second later, Kano's like, can you believe this shit? I gotta pay it.
That's pretty much what but I mean, the way the movie opens is, and if I recall, they released this, right? They released the opening sequence.
Yeah.
And it
The
was
first 10 minutes of this movie were released ahead of the film.
I remember
and
seeing it. Just
everyone
going,
was like, "Holy shit!" Okay.
This is because not
Yeah,
only is that it's so gritty and intense. I mean, it's got fantasy stuff in it with Sub-Zero, but it is like one of the things that I'm still not used to in an American studio movie is that they are speaking both Chinese and Japanese, and the difference between them is actually plot contingent. For an American studio movie, that's crazy.
Actually giving a shit about that?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. Where it is, I love the whole thing about like you won't understand what I'm saying and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, this is great.
That kind of was my favorite bit because originally I watched this with my parents and brother because we were all living together at the time for COVID reasons.
Yeah.
And that was and again watching it for this was my favorite bit. Just like I have no idea what you're saying.
But I'm gonna
especially at the
kill
end
you.
with Cole, like Hanzo's talking to him like, you restored the clan and my bloodline. You're so proud of you. Like, yeah,
Dude, I'm from Chicago.
Gonna kill me or
Yeah. I gotta say, and they really pursued him for this, as they should. Bringing in somebody at the caliber of a Hiroyuki Sanada really immediately gives this gravitas.
Yeah, and
I gotta
like,
say,
the credibility that it probably needed.
Yo, absolutely.
I'm actually pretty shocked he's coming back from the sequel because now we're in a post-Shogun world where Hiroyuki Sanada has just like, oh, you mean Lord Toranaga himself is going to be in this?
Himself?
Oh, boy.
Oh, man, is he so good in that, of course. I mean, as he's great in everything, but that really was like, that was one of those things where like, did you guys not already know that this guy's like one of the best actors in the world? Dude, I've been watching him in martial arts movies since the 90s. Like, yeah, he rules.
Ass.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, like, I was gonna do a bit and I forgot about it at the beginning here of like, yeah, no, I watched the new Mortal Kombat movie. It's crazy that they went with like a really high budget short film, like really focusing in on Sub-Zero and like the origin of all that. And it was only like, 15 minutes long. It was weird. Did anything happen after that?
I mean, it does sort of feel that way where you kind of go like, I mean, I will say it's well done, and that the whole movie you're going like, hey, when are those guys coming back?
I mean, literally, I will say that like
this movie is a scorpion
this movie
sandwich.
Was all right. I would think this movie was a bit of all right. Like I have no real like actual complaints.
Yeah.
I don't think, but like I think that it really should have like just gone all in on scorpions. I would have watched a whole fucking movie about these dudes.
I agree with that. I like everything that's here, but their stuff, the bookends of this movie are astounding.
We're just kind of the whole movie a little bit feels like we're just kind of waiting to get back to that though.
Our main character fought a four-armed giant, and that wasn't the end of the movie because we were waiting for Scorpion to come back.
Although I will say, I did enjoy the appearance of Goro in this, and mainly that he moved. I really liked.
I don't know. I didn't like that he didn't get punched in the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this even a Mortal Kombat movie then?
Is it even a Mortal Kombat?
But it is like, oh right,
if Johnny Cage isn't doing the splits and punching Goro in the testicles.
If Carl Urban doesn't do the splits and punch someone in the balls at least 5 times in the next movie, I'm giving it a 0 stars.
Okay, I will say there are 2 other four-armed characters in the Mortal Kombat franchise. One of them is Shiva, so I think it would be a splits and punch a woman in the vagina. So
hey,
just like giving you a warning.
I'll take it.
No, it doesn't have to be a forearm person. I'm just talking anybody.
Anyone.
Like, the dude's move.
Okay.
Does he not do that in the trailer? Because
that I see. In the trailer we only really see him fighting Raka.
Well, no, because there were 2 trailers. There's the trailer for the movie, and then they did release the Uncaged Heat trailer. And I think in that it's possible he does the splits and hits somebody in the balls. I can't remember, but he does do the glasses push-up with the middle finger in it,
Yes,
which was
I do love that. Of course.
astounding. Anyway, yeah. By the way, speaking of the splits and obviously the Johnny Cage being inspired by Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme's daughter did audition to play for this movie to play Melina.
Nice.
Oh,
Very cool.
Didn't get it, but she's also a martial artist. I've seen her, no surprise, in some of her dad's movies. She's pretty cool.
Let's see who plays me in this. CC Stringer.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know her. I mean, there's a lot of people I'm on the second movie.
Ooh, upset by her birthday, but that's because I'm old.
Well, that's gonna be
Australian actress,
Yeah.
mostly known for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of these
okay.
people are martial artists and stunt people as well, right? Especially in the parts that don't require as much in the way of dialogue. Or in the case
Sure.
of Cabal, you can just put a guy in a suit and then have somebody else do the voice.
Yeah.
Was there anyone of note doing the voice of Cabal?
It's Damon Harriman, who's an Australian actor. This will shock you. I know him from Justified because I was a massive fan of that show where he played Dewey Crow.
Australian people in
Him,
this.
a lot of his career has been playing Charles Manson. He plays Manson in both Mindhunter and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's one of those things as
That's
an
a
actor.
weird-
It's like,
yeah,
Why am I getting cast to do this?
yeah. Damon
Am I
Harriman.
Well,
just
that's
off a vibe?
the guys who have played Hitler multiple
Yeah.
times, or
It's
like
just
John
like,
Wilkes Booth.
We can't deny the resemblance, and I just like the idea that Tarantino was like, well, I saw him on Mindhunter and he was great. I can't do better than that. Just get him. Just get that guy. He freaked me out on there. Well, that'd be a creep in this movie too. So that's who did the voice. So not a big name, but an actor. I mean, this movie didn't go. I think a surprising thing about this movie is this movie didn't go for movie stars. It really trusted that the brand of Mortal Kombat is what was going to sell the movie. And so they went, which I would like to see more of, obviously, more with just like, hey, who would play these characters real? If you're a big martial arts movie nerd like I am,
Who can
when
punch good. Yeah.
well, I mean, like
Punch good.
to me, I was like, oh my god, Joe Taslim is in this movie because he's from The Raid, and I live for that movie. Or a Gorgone, I made you watch the Night Comes for Us, which
You did.
I think
Yes, that movie,
I think shook you
is
up a little
upsettingly
bit.
violent at times.
Yeah. There's a level of violence in a lot of Asian action movies, and I tell people this, and they're like, I've seen America. It's like, no. There's some Asian films, and it's true in horror too, where it's like, no. There's things that just, as an American audience member, you may not be ready for, and that movie is an unrelenting.
I watched Ichi the Killer at maybe too young of
Oh
an age.
Jesus,
and-
yeah.
it made me like approach these films with a certain
Yeah.
amount of caution.
For sure. And where I'm like, ooh, that's really fucking people up. I better watch I Saw the Devil, which fucking rules. Once again, if you're into ultra violence. But anyway, Joe Taslim also has done some stuff here in America. The criminally canceled show Warrior, criminally.
Warrior rules.
Yeah, people needed to watch that. But I guess I'm not surprised that like turn of the century Chinese triad gangs was not what America was dying for.
Oh, that does sound good though.
It's really good.
Check out Warrior. Elliot.
Highly recommend it.
The show rules.
It's really very good. It's martial arts gangster period drama.
Like,
Nice.
what if Gangs of New York, but there was way more kicking and punching?
Yeah, and it's based on.
Hey,
they-
I don't hate that.
They say that, I mean, it's based on. This is in the marketing. Loose ideas for a show that Bruce Lee had, that they then put
Sure,
together.
yeah.
But it was essentially.
They found a napkin that he scribbled on once.
Well, because he did.
Yeah.
It was basically his pitch for what became Kung Fu. Because if you know the history of that show, that was a show Bruce Lee created for himself. Then he died, and they went like, "What if we got a white guy to do it?"
Ugh.
There's a show. Anyway, I will say, back to the casting of this movie. Very happy with the amount of Asian actors in it, especially coming off of the once again the '90s movies, where there was some,
Sure.
there were some, and that was
Yes.
great. But here having Raiden be played by a Japanese guy. And man, Ludi Lin, who plays Liu Kang, I thought was great.
I'm
Yeah,
hoping
and
he
Kung
has a
Lao
bigger
were
part
pretty
in the
good.
next movie.
Yeah.
Like, I really want more Liu Kang.
He played that character. I mean, and I liked what Robin Shou did just fine, but I really like the earnestness of him. I mean, like, because one could argue maybe Liu Kang should be the main character. Like, really, if I was writing
But what
Mortal
about Cole Young, everyone's favorite character who's been in all the games?
And like I said, it's a real bummer because I do like Louis Tan, and I he would be great in something, but it is just a guy with not a lot of weight there. Now I forgot that Ludi Lin was also in the Power Rangers reboot movie, Gorgone. We saw that.
Yeah, that was I had fun with that film.
I liked it.
I liked that one.
I liked that it was like a John Hughes movie with superpowers. I thought that was a good take.
He was Zach, yeah? He was the Black Ranger?
He was the Black Ranger because they very smartly were like, don't make the black guy the Black Ranger or the Asian girl the Yellow Ranger. There was a thing recently with some of the writers from that show in doing a documentary now, and they were just like, I can't. No one caught that. No one thought anything of that in the 90s. They're just like, we never for a single. And then it's just one of those things you look back, you're like, what the fuck was wrong with us? Why didn't anyone go, what in God's name are we doing? There was no thought put to it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're just like,
that was
no.
Saban being like, get it out. I need money.
Yeah. He also played Merc in Aquaman from James Gunn. Who's one of the Atlantean soldiers there. He's great. And then, was it Tadanobu Asano, who's also in Shogun, who plays Raiden in this, who I think, I mean, he's not the insanity that is Christopher Lambert, obviously.
But who can be?
No, who can be? But he's got, once again, similar to Sonata, he's got a real gravitas. You really believe him as... I mean, I think the movie really picks up once they get to Raiden and Liu Kang and
Kung Lao.
Yeah.
Kung Lao.
Yeah, that's where you're like, oh yeah. Now I feel like we're cooking.
That's when we get into the like truly fantasy side of things, because up till then we're running around. Obviously you got your ice ninja chasing people, but we're in a junkyard, we're driving through some streets, like there's fantasy crap happening. But like once we get to the Temple of Raiden, we're like, okay, we've entered fantasy land, and we are literally one step away from an invasion from Outworld.
This feels like a lot of genre, big budget tentpole genres where like we gotta bring people in, you know. We can't start with the insanity right away. We gotta lull them, you know, which we gotta have
an Australian man kill and dismember a lizard monster in a junkyard,
which was pretty fucking cool. We haven't talked because
oh, it's so good.
I mean, once again, Lawson just walks away with the movie. He really does. He's very, very good in this. I think Jessica McNamee does a totally fine job as Sonya Blade. She kind of gets lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, like at a certain point in the movie, especially at its kind of once they get to the temple, she's just there to like boost Jax until he gets his robot arms.
Because her whole thing is she's not one of them until she is. So,
which again doesn't happen until like the last 10-15 minutes of the movie,
right? And so then it's she is one of the ultimate like, yeah, in the second movie she'll be rad. I think McNamee is totally convincing in the part and is committed to it, but you are just going like, oh, there's a lot of standing around and a lot of like, a lot of it is her aiding Jax's journey of like, I don't have arms. Pretty gnarly when he gets his arms frozen off. I did like that.
I will say, like, her whole fight with Kano at the end is one of my favorite of the last fights.
Once she gets
because she has this like stealth operative, I'm gonna be like popping out of spider holes and stabbing him with a crapload of knives.
No, that's the thing is when they give her stuff to do, it's great.
I'm gonna fight him at my shithole house because I put trap doors in my shithole house.
That's what it is like when you do that, you're like, why wasn't Sonya part of this movie the whole time? She's pretty cool in the stretch, and it is really satisfying when she fucking stabs him in the eye
with the knife.
I don't think Kano's down and out.
Well,
Look, you stab him in the eye, you got to give him that robot eye.
Gorgone,
Yeah.
he's literally in the trailer for the next movie. He'll be back.
Hey, so is what's his name? Lewis Tan. That doesn't mean he's lasting very long.
He's got his own poster though.
Oh, who doesn't have a poster?
I
You
have
think
a
that-
poster.
Yeah, that's.
I have a poster for the new Mortal Kombat movie.
It's
I don't know how they got that picture of me.
I never agreed to this.
I never agreed to this.
Elliot, blood dripping down their chin with
Yeah.
a heart in your hand.
I would put that poster up. That'd
Eat
be
your
rad.
heart out.
Yeah, eat your heart. There you go. Yeah.
What's your superpower? I don't have one. I'm just nasty.
Well, that's the thing. This movie, the one of the things that they created for this movie, right, is this idea of unlocking. I mean,
The Arcana.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's based on things a little bit from the game, but they made it very clear
Kind
once
of more explicitly, like, more like, for better or worse, this does kind of build, like, from the superhero genre of movies.
it's
Like,
it's
I
kind
think
of
some of that aided it, and I think some of it maybe hindered it a little bit.
it's definitely a thing where and befitting the discussion this whole season is they're still trying to figure out how to make video game movies, right? So it does sort of
Yeah.
feel like one of the things that they've locked into with some of the more successful as movies things is, yes, going like, well, look at what Marvel's doing, look at what DC's doing, and can we treat the characters in the same way? About these are characters with identifiable powers and costumes and looks, and can we lean into that? I think the Sonic movies have done that. I think this movie definitely does that, and I follow that logic because that's a proven track. Could you make a Mortal Kombat movie that is more just straight fighting movie?
I would love to see a Mortal Kombat that's like in the vein of like a classic 70s martial arts tournament movie.
From what the writers have talked about, that's where they want to get to. I think the studio
Yeah.
is not ready, but like they have talked about, like it is about building to the ultimate tournament movie that would be in the vein of like Enter the Dragon or Bloodsport.
Yeah.
And I will say the '95 movie wants to do that. It's just we're not ready yet.
Yeah, like honestly, the
No one
the
making
reason
that movie was ready.
No.
Yeah, and
Structurally,
the
though, that
reason,
movie
the reason
commits.
that the '95 movie wasn't ready to do that is because there had only been 2 games and there wasn't a lot
Right.
to them, and so
Right.
they had to spend a lot of time being like, okay, so sit down,
Yeah.
this is crazy, you're not gonna believe it.
I will
And in
say
this movie, Sonya Blade does that in like 5 minutes in her
Yeah.
I
like,
will say-
weird crapple
because
house.
the benefit of Mortal Kombat 2021 is that we've had fucking 14 games and a
Yeah.
bunch of shows and like 2.5 movies or whatever. So like they can kind of get there a little bit faster, but then they are then it almost bogs itself down with the kind of superhero arc trajectory, like character arc.
well, because it becomes this training movie, right? Where it's
With
like,
everyone's favorite
Yeah.
character, Cole Young.
With everyone's favorite character, Cole Young, who we all know and love.
the because it does start to just become, it's like, all right, we got to train, and each one of you one by one is going to get your powers. I think Jax is an interesting mix of, he does have robot arms, but using the robot arms is his power.
They get cooler.
Yes,
Yeah,
they get Transformers.
which I
Yeah,
kind of love the loopy comic book nature of that, where it's like, oh, it's technology plus superpowers equals super arms.
Right, like it's like, oh, it's enhancing what like this thing of, because right, he gets them when he's trying to save Sonya, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, he uses his strength to protect those around him, and that he used his strong arms to do that, and we're losing the plot a little bit, but look at the cool robot arm.
I mean, and I do like the yeah, these motherfuckers work.
Watch me smash this tertiary bad guy's head.
It's pretty cool, and like I said, I like McCad Brooks from when he was the probably ill-conceived but still enjoyable James Olsen on Supergirl. I thought he was great.
Man, I totally did not recognize him as that guy.
Yeah, that was one of those decisions. I really like him, but that is one of those decisions where it's like, so you were like trying to poke the bear on that one, right, guys? Like, and then of course I also have watched him for the last several seasons on Law and Order, where he's one of the main detectives recently. So I really enjoy him, and he's fun. He's gigantic, and from the sound of it, reading some of the thing, he was he and Joe Taslim, Sub-Zero, were the most jazzed to be here. Everybody else was kind of like, oh yeah, Mortal Kombat, yeah, okay, yeah, And these guys were like, I've waited my whole life to do this. I mean, literally, they talk about, like, Joe Taslim was, like, in tears putting on, I'm Sub-Zero.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
That's sweet. I like that.
Joe Taslim and Sub-Zero are the, like, eminent threat throughout the whole movie, right?
He's
They're
the
boss battle.
Yeah, he's the Darth Vader, right? He's the guy who's always like,
sure.
It is me again,
Yeah. And look, ice powers are always cool.
Ice powers will never not be cool. There's a reason there's like 18 comic book characters with ice powers.
At the end, when he cuts Sub-Zero and then he like turns the blood into the knife in midair. Oh, that was the
frozen blood knife is so cool as hell. I mean, even just the whole setting of the frozen, boxing gym or UFC
frozen
gym.
octagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, okay, this is great. This is very fun. But then you have on the opposite side here, Yuki Tsunade going, I've never heard of this thing. But being the professional actor he is, I then went about my work and found all the games and played them. He goes, I had to die a lot. I was quite terrible at them. But because it is just
I
like
love the idea of Hiroyuki Sanada going into an arcade somewhere in Tokyo and just putting his quarter on the
he's got
the rim,
the ball cap and the sunglasses. Aren't you? No. I don't know what you're talking about, kid. Yeah, just that idea. But I think that's very appropriate. You're like, right. Yeah. You don't know from Mortal Kombat.
He doesn't know from Scorpion.
Yeah, that's okay.
Scorpion.
But I love that once again, being the serious actor he is just like, I will learn who he is from playing the games. Yeah. So,
now, whether or not like learning who Scorpion and or Sub-Zero are, like,
who are they? I mean, to a certain extent.
Who's to say? Again, if they do pull a Quan Chi switcheroo, who knows if this was even Bihan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it ended up that like, what is because that's in Armageddon, right? Is this like they switch out Sub-Zero with Quan Chi, or no, he's possessing the corpse of Sub-Zero?
Because the thing is that Scorpion thought that it was Sub-Zero, and that Sub-Zero importantly is not Bihan. Scorpion thought that Sub-Zero was the one who destroyed his clan, but then it turns out that it was Quan Chi manipulating the whole situation.
A whole
somehow.
like Lin Kuei
the whole
rivalry.
Bihan is Sub-Zero's brother.
The original
also
Sub-Zero's
called
brother.
Sub-Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because
who
then
eventually
when Scorpion kills original Sub-Zero, that's when he becomes Noob Saibot.
Right.
Yeah. It's all very, very easy to understand and not complicated.
Oh, not at all. Nothing convoluted about this. We've talked about, because there's so many people in this cast, so we just keep going character to character. We haven't talked about Chun Han as Shang Tsung.
He's fine.
Your soul is mine.
Hey, solid character actor I've seen in a billion things. And I mean, I think of him as Lau from The Dark Knight.
He just didn't have a whole lot to do in this one.
No, he's a real
threat. When he did finally take someone's soul, it was cool, but he was mostly standing there like, you will rue the day that you decided to be from Earth. That sucks for you. You should have thought about that.
Well, speaking of taking
souls,
souls,
like, how are you ever gonna top Hiroyuki Tagawa?
Yeah, I mean, I like that he kind of played it very, not arch, right? He played it. I mean, he's arch enough, but I mean, he played him a little bit more grounded. The crazy insanity.
Hopefully he gets crazy next time.
Oh yeah.
Depending on your point of view, Shang Tsung is like kind of the best part of the original Mortal Kombat movie. Like, okay, for your given appreciation of a Christopher Lambert, but
I think those two performances for sure stand out as the wildest swings, and that's what makes them fun.
To the point where they like brought back Tagawa to do a DLC version of Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
Like they brought him back to do the
Yeah.
"Your soul is mine."
Yeah, I mean it for sure. I mean, I think that there's the Raiden is easier because you're not gonna, no one's gonna expect you to do Lambert. But this character, you would think maybe Shang Tsung, you want a little bit of that in there.
Can you imagine this Raiden going like?
No. This guy is so serious, and I mean really takes it as he should. You really do get the sense like, look, man, the stakes are high, and when he uses his lightning powers, it looks rad. And
it looks really cool. I do love when he just like yeets Shang Tsung back to Outworld. Like he talks. That was his one quip. He talks too much.
But he he throws it away. Like he's just like, yeah, that's right, I got him. All right, let's move on.
Let's move out.
We should talk about Max Huang as Kung Lao, who is unfortunately the sacrificial lamb here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kung Lao's one of my favorites because he kills people with his hat.
I mean,
he kills people with his hat.
You do get a grade A buzz sawing of someone with his hat that is worth the price of admission almost alone. The fact that he just like bisects someone with it.
I was like, when Natara showed up, I was like, oh, it's my girl. And then I was like, oh, I see this coming. She's not going to live very long. And then when she's getting sliced in half, I was like, okay, well, that was like really cool.
It is, yeah.
I don't think I'm mad about it.
It delivers, man. And he's played by Max Huang, who is primarily a martial artist and part of the Jackie Chan fight team, which is, to me, I'm not a sports guy. That's my team.
My sports team is the Jackie Chan fight team.
If you're on that, I want your autograph, because if you're part of the Jackie Chan fight team, oh man,
I saw the '97 Jackie Chan fight team, and they were amazing.
I have that. Yeah, I'm still the guy who goes to all the Jackie Chan movies, which have gotten better.
Oh yeah, better than the Tuxedo John?
Yeah. Since he went back to China, America put that guy through the ringer a little bit.
America put him in the tuxedo.
Yeah. Hidden Strike with him and John Cena was okay. I'm not gonna say it's great, but they're fun. But the fight scenes are great. Anyway,
I mean,
he does have a
plan, but
he does have.
I had a good time.
Yeah, he does have a Kung Lao has a poster for the second movie, so some sort of appearance.
I think we're going to be getting some flashbacks.
Could be, because obviously part of it is his death also really prompts, the Liu Kang is his, adopted brother basically, and
sure.
That pushes Liu Kang to do some stuff. Once again, at the end of the movie, it doesn't matter.
Pushes Liu Kang to do a fire dragon,
which I mean, hey, I'm on board.
Kills the hell out of Cabal.
Yeah. I mean,
they
give. This is one of those things where they give everyone a moment. They may not have full blown story arcs, but whoever your favorite character is, for the most part, you get them doing something cool, so you can leave the theater going, "Oh man, when they did that, it was so rad."
Yeah, my favorite character,
all of Melina's
Reiko.
Nasty teeth, so I'm satisfied.
Did you say your favorite character, Reiko?
Yeah, Reiko, General Reiko, who only appeared in 2 games.
Yeah. Hey, man, sometimes there just need to be people around. Sure. I'm having trouble remembering fully what he looks like.
He's a guy with a big hammer.
Yeah,
He's got
that's
some stuff
okay.
on his face.
Now that I see him, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty close to what he looks like in the movie if he's just a big guy with a hammer.
He's just a big guy with a hammer. Yeah, it's.
How did I? That was the
The
thing.
hammer's
'Cause
cool.
I was also looking through the cast list while I was watching this, and I come across Reiko, and I'm like, "Fuck is this?" And then when Jax says at the end, "Give me Reiko," I'm like, "How? One, oh, that's who that was. Two, how did you know his name?"
I love the idea too, where he's like, "Give me Reiko," and I'm like, "Cause you guys have beef."
I guess they have beef.
Yeah, I don't
They're
like.
the two big guys.
I don't like him with that hammer. That's some bullshit.
Okay,
man.
I'm sorry, but in the Reiko page on the Mortal Kombat wiki, there's a 7-paragraph section called the Reiko Khan controversy. I might be distracted for a moment.
That's fair. What?
In the background, Gorgone's researching.
Yeah. Report back.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently, there was unending of a game, Mortal Kombat 4, one of the only games Reiko actually appeared in, where it is implied that maybe he is Shao Kahn.
Oh, I see.
What?
And he entered the tournament as I'll enter the tournament as a no-name and prove that I am a good fighter, even though people know me as Shao Kahn. But then everyone's just like, that's not right. He's not nearly large enough to be Shao Kahn.
Jesus Christ. Nerds.
I'm sorry, but I measured the diameter of his biceps, and they're nowhere near the size of Shao Kahn.
I've done the math. It doesn't add up. Boy,
And then thankfully Ed Boon weighed in and said, no, they're not the same character.
Okay. Whew,
well, if
thank God.
Boone says it,
I mean, the guy who coined the phrase "get over here."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And was that him? Because it didn't sound like Hiroyuki Sanada when he said
It was absolutely the game
which
voice of
I
Ed Boon. Yeah.
don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see that the name of the guy that Cole Young defeated was Ed Tobias? A combination of Ed Boon and John Tobias.
And John Tobias, who created
John Tobias,
the game.
yeah.
Got it. I mean, that's how we got Noob Saibot as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite character. I will not to surprise absolutely no one. One Vin Diesel has thrown his hat in the ring to play Shao Kahn.
I mean, he is large enough. That's all I can say.
He is large enough.
That seems 100% like.
Unfortunately, they wouldn't be able to beat him because he can't be beaten in a fight. That's part of his
can't lose
contract.
a fight. You're gonna have to rewrite your script.
That's the thing, right? Like, if The Rock has that in his contract, he can never play a bad guy, right?
Yeah. Well, yes. This is true.
How did they deal with Black Adam?
Oh well,
he was a good guy.
He's more of an anti-hero
okay.
in that. Yeah, they made him. Yeah, they made him. It can come to a draw because that's what it did. That's why in Fast Five it comes to a draw.
With him and Vin Diesel, it had to come to a draw.
They each have that finishing move before they decide to settle their differences with words.
Yeah.
In Black Adam, they had to summon the literal devil so that Black Adam had a person worse than him.
He does have to fight the DC equivalent of the devil in that movie, which is fine. The movie's fine.
Which is fine.
That movie is worth watching for Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. That's my.
I would concur with that.
I think Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate rules in that movie.
And I think there are plenty of YouTube clips out there that would let you not watch that movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like how I watch any of the new Jurassic Park movies? Where I just watch all of the parts that have dinosaurs in them and call it a day?
I mean, fair.
Good call.
Fair. I enjoy those movies, but fair. Let's see. I mean, the thing about this movie is it really is about the fights, which we've mostly talked about. I'm trying to think
And honestly, I don't think there's a bad fight.
No. I think one of the things this movie does, I agree, it's not a perfect Mortal Kombat movie, but I think they got right what they needed to get right and I think the second movie is going to be really important, in terms of that, because I think they proved, okay, we know what we're doing with the stuff that draws people to this franchise.
I don't think there's necessarily a bad fight, but the fact that I don't care more about the Goro fight is a little disappointing.
Well, that may have something to do with his
Goro
opponent.
is like the final boss character.
Could that have something to do with who he is fighting?
Oh, you mean everyone's favorite character, Cole Young?
Yeah. Once again, Louis Tan, you deserve better.
But shouldn't I care about everyone's favorite character, Cole Young, John? He is, in fact, the main character.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
with
not
his armor
care.
that doesn't really make sense with its power set. Like,
Oh
it
no,
kind
but
of
it's because
does
the
this.
plot said that he has armor.
Oh, okay.
It's not that I dislike him, but yeah, it's like we're talking about, it's just really hard to get invested. He's not much of a character. He's just so purely a good guy too, like in a way where you're just like,
My aggressive sarcasm here is to point out that the glaring flaw
Yeah.
of this film and what holds it back from being like a really, really, really good movie, just being
Yeah.
like, it's really good.
Yeah.
You've got good fights and there's fun characters,
Yeah.
but there is this kind of pillar at the center of it that is everyone's favorite character, Cole Young.
That is,
Mhm.
that
That
is shaped like everyone's character.
it reminds me a lot of the first Guillermo del Toro Hellboy movie where they had to add that agent guy in, and it was like such a studio
yeah.
note about like
Myers,
Yeah.
everyone's favorite character, Agent Myers.
that's the thing, and it's usually you see this in a lot of stuff where it's like, look, man, we need somebody as the audience surrogate. Okay, we're not gonna follow a guy with powers or it happens a lot, and it usually is like they don't ruin the movie, but you are like, why is that guy here?
But I mean, even Myers, like he was kind of just like a straight-laced FBI everyman, but like he had a bit of a personality,
Yeah.
and Cole Young like kind of doesn't.
What do you mean? He's a husband and father.
Oh God, you're so
Those are
right.
personality
And
traits.
wait, he
Yeah.
does MMA. I forgot.
That's
I forgot.
right.
Men love to make that their whole personality. You're
I mean,
so
that
right.
that's actually very. Look, these days, if you're a male protagonist movie, you're either an MMA fighter or a former Navy SEAL. These are the only two options.
And that's it.
That's it. You are one of those two things because it explains why you're a badass. All right. I love speaking of the Jurassic. That's always the thing that gets me in the Jurassic world is like, yeah, Chris Pratt is a raptor trainer. He also used to be a Navy SEAL. They just love to toss that in because it's like that explains why later he'll like use a gun in a cool way, and you're just like, oh right, because they said he was a former Navy SEAL. It's like, okay,
Sure.
No one can just
yeah.
be a middle-aged paleontologist anymore.
No, the Alan Grants of the world are long gone, unfortunately. And,
They deserved better.
oh yeah,
We
man,
live in a world that yearns for
I
an
gr-
Alan Grant.
I grew up in an
must be
era.
foisted with Alan
Yearn
Grady.
for Alan Grant.
I grew up in an era where Jeff Goldblum was a sexy blockbuster lead.
Exactly.
Those were the days, man. He knew about computers and he stopped an alien invasion. That's my kind of picture.
So no, today we have a Cole Young
Yeah.
character who is
Once again,
Yeah,
I don't hate him, but I think I feel just kind of nothing. You just go like, I mean, yeah, objectively, I don't want his family to die, but like, I'm not like, oh no. You're just going like, I
and
mean,
again,
his kid's
if the
kind
whole
of cute.
thing was that like he is built on this legacy of you descend from
Yeah.
the blood of Scorpion, and like why not build that more into his character? There's this whole plot line in this film about this prophecy that when the blood of Hanzo Hasashi will like rise again, and it's like,
Right.
okay, so you're proclaiming the arrival of a second Scorpion.
Well, there's-
why don't you deliver on
There's
that?
also
If
the-
we had two Scorpions fighting a Sub-Zero,
Two Scorpion, that would have been cool.
And get over here.
It does
oh,
feel
but
like
he can't, and then he gets ripped in half.
he's like,
Yeah.
get over here, and then he goes, no, get over here.
Or they say it at the same time and
Yeah.
tear him down the middle.
Yeah. Oh man. 2 bisections in one movie? Oh man.
It's a Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Why
yeah.
not?
Yeah. Apparently they had to back off some of the violence because they initially got an NC-17 on this thing.
Well, that's good. You go to the MC-17 and back
Yeah.
it off just a little bit.
That's
and
what
then
it
you got a
was.
Mortal Kombat.
I love that the director was just like, look, that's the risk you run when you're making Mortal Kombat. We knew
Hell
that
yeah.
was a very distinct possibility.
Look, I'm sure all they really had to do was like turn down the chunk gradient on their
Yeah. Yeah.
on their VFX model.
It's a little less viscera in there, you know. It's an interesting thing because I always think about, there are different kinds of movie violence, right? And the violence of Mortal Kombat is so outside the realm of reality that it is a little bit like, I mean, come on, like I don't really find it
There's
disturbing.
literally a hole shot through a guy, and you can see his spine.
Yeah.
in the circle, like they punched out his stomach plug.
That's that thing where, once again, it's like we're not dealing in reality in any sense of the imagination. That was the thing too when the game had so much controversy back in the day, and you're like, but you can't tear out a spine.
You can't tear a spine out.
It just can't. It can't happen. So
unless.
No, you can't.
No, no. Only predators.
You
can
can't
do that.
punch. You can't cartoon punch someone so hard that a hole comes out of them, like in Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, the thing about it too, I have to imagine people now looking back at any of that footage too, where you're like, they were upset about that. The most unrealistic blood effects,
These people are made up of like 10 pixels.
The people who were upset about that were the same people when the Brady Bunch slept in the same Brady Bunch parents slept in the same bed together.
Scandalous. Imagine what that might imply about what they're doing, despite the fact that they already have 6 children.
That they have 6 children between them.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, we needed separate beds because nothing was going on.
How will we
between the
convince the children that kids come from the Cabbage Patch?
Well, Bobby, we went to the Cabbage Patch and picked you up. Let's see.
I'm a 90s kid. I'm a garbage pail kid.
Yeah, we came out of garbage.
Kids come from the dumpster.
I was born in the trash.
They emptied my bin on Monday and you showed up that afternoon.
I will say the other thing that was smart about this movie, and I have to imagine keeping keeping the cast, at a certain level, so they weren't pulling in giant movie stars and shooting in Australia. Kept this thing down to a $55 million budget, which is really good. This is a good-looking middle-tier movie that looks bigger than it actually cost.
I think that's probably why they're so confident in any sort of sequel that ramps this up, is because you can make an unmitigated success of a low tier kind of grindhousey brutal action film. 55 million. I'd be curious, what did this thing make in the year?
Yeah,
John?
what's the box office?
There you go. Well, that brings me all the way to say that it made $84.4 million.
Okay, so look,
and
it's
keep in
not
mind
knocking anything out of the park.
And
No,
listen, right? This was still height of Contagion.
When this came out, for sure.
How many people actually went to the theater to go see it? Can we figure out HBO numbers? I don't know. I would be really curious to see what happens next summer with this.
Do
we have an estimated budget on the next one?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me take a look. Because I think
this one filmed in New Zealand. That doubled the budget.
Damn it.
They haven't said. I don't have a budget for the second movie yet, but I can't imagine that they're gonna. I would imagine that they would keep it at least reasonably in the same realm, if a little bit more. I think.
How much does it cost to? How much does Carl Urban cost?
More than you'd think.
He's got that boys bump now.
He's got that boys money.
Have you seen The Boys? And another. He's from New Zealand actually. So, but still, he doesn't have to go too far.
They film in New Zealand to save on travel costs for Carl Urban.
Yeah, because ever since that fateful time shooting for Star Trek, when in customs he went through and the Australian government officials were like, "Have you been convicted of any crimes?" And he replied, "I didn't know you still needed to do that to get in here. They won't let him back."
He is a scamp. I will say, every interview I've seen with him, he is something.
He's so fucking funny.
He's really funny. And you get that from the boy. I'm like, man, that's a guy who loves what he does. And I love to see it. By God, I don't know how he became possessed by the spirit of DeForest Kelley to play Bones in Star Trek, but it fills me with joy. And make another one of those, please, Paramount. For the love of God. I need another Star Trek movie. All right. So this made $84.4 million. Now, 2021 is an interesting year at the box office because, yes, we're starting very locked down to people, by the end of the year, we have vaccines and stuff like that.
It's not until Godzilla vs. Kong saved movie theaters that things come back to the theaters.
Yeah, I'm trying to see where that landed here because for a movie that saved movie theaters,
I saw at least 3 tweets that said that, John. Dispute the internet in that way.
Well, no, like I said, it's one of
Were
5.
all 3 of those tweets from you on your different accounts?
Who can say?
No. Geik Morboni doesn't,
Love that guy.
he's so good. Oh, I mean, I will say that came in 8th place.
wait,
It somehow saved cinemas and came in as the 8th highest grossing movie of the year, which I will say, pretty good. I mean, not, I'm not gonna, it's in the top 10. Where do you think Mortal Kombat landed, though? With an 84.4 million.
21.
21.
And we know for a fact that Godzilla vs. Kong is number
8. Well, I'll give you the I'll give you the top.
The Suicide Squad year, or was that 22?
No, that was also the Suicide Squad, which was 25th. I will say where that landed.
Oh,
I'll give you the top 5.
Maybe Godzilla vs. Kong did save theaters.
Well, I'll give you the top 5 because there was one movie that made almost $2 billion, and that was Spider-Man: No Way Home, which of course came out holiday, right? So that was by the end of the year where people were actually back. And then it's another weird year where you're looking at the numbers 2 and 3. I don't know what they are because they're Chinese films that didn't get released here in the U.S., which is The Battle at Lake Changjin. Looks like it's a
historical action drama.
Yeah, and then something called Hi Mom, which appears to be a wacky Chinese romp, like a farce. So always very weird. Then 4th was No Time to Die, the James Bond movie. And 5th was F9, the Fast
Did
Saga.
in fact die.
There was no time to die though, Gorgone. And then F9, the Fast Saga. So Vin Diesel was coming in there to help save cinemas.
I'm gonna put Mortal Kombat 15.
15. Gorgone.
I don't know. I think it's a lot lower. Like, especially if we have Chinese movies like bumping into the top 5. Like, I'm thinking this one probably hit 54.
48th.
Ooh.
You were getting there, Gorgone. 48th.
Yeah.
Just below M. Night Shyamalan's Old.
Old, the beach that make you old.
Yeah. By the way, America, stop going to his movies, please. What is wrong with you?
But John, what if there was a trap?
But,
God,
okay,
did you
actually,
see?
I will say Trap was like a really fun movie to watch.
Trap is so dumb.
It's so stupid.
I will say, Hartnett is committed like nobody's business.
I'm like, I would love to. I mean, I wouldn't, but like, I would love to exist in the world that this movie exists in, where like any of this would happen.
I mean,
like, this is a crazy world.
It's apparently unlimited FBI budget to catch this guy.
Unlimited FBI budget.
I can't believe that.
To use an entire concert as an undercover, like, what?
To catch one serial
it's so
killer.
Great. Please watch Trap. It's the worst movie.
Well, if I will argue it is the worst movie, I don't know that I can say please watch it because it is a movie where I was bashing my head against the table, like, to your point, it is like things don't work like that. You can't just do that. No, that's not how things work. Anyway, It was just below, but Old is just boring and bad.
Yeah, Old is boring.
Yeah, spoiler alert: the ending was it was a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah.
It'd be a big deal. Okay, so it was just below Old, and then once again, speaking to I don't know what these things are. It was just above Boonie Bears, the Wildlife,
which is what?
Looks like it's an animated movie.
Nobody knows.
From maybe China. I don't really know. It's very strange. Boonie Bears, the Wildlife. Yeah, I don't know. The whole box office post pandemic, during pandemic, post, at least height of pandemic, it has just fundamentally changed because, like, it'll be like, oh, yeah, I saw this movie, never heard of that movie, can't see this movie, I'm
sorry, John, your argument is invalid. This movie stars a man named Fred Butter.
There are a great deal of Boonie Bears movies.
Well, I figured it was Boonie Bears is the series. Yeah, it's Chinese. Yeah, Fred Butter.
I need to know more about Fred Butter.
There's apparently a character named Victor von Finkelstein.
Oh, I'm sure that is a...
I think he's the main character.
It looks like he's the first character listed here. And then it's all the bear. I mean, It doesn't look good. I will say that. A lot of people seem to go, but I will say the animation I'm looking at here is not amazing. Apparently, you can watch the first one on the Roku channel if you're so inclined.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I might.
Oh, there's a time travel one.
Oh, well, there has to be. I mean, at a certain point, any franchise runs long enough, there must be time travel.
Oh, sorry, there are multiple time travel ones. There's Boonie Bears Time Twist and Boonie Bears Future Reborn.
I will say this is a multimedia thing, too, because I see there's also a Boonie Bears TV show.
Yes,
Oh, good.
I think that was the TV show is the original
Oh, and then the movie spun off
thing.
from...
Yeah.
Wow, this is so fascinating. I've never come across this ever.
And yet
It
was...
made $70
Oh my
million.
God. More than 600 13-minute episodes have been produced so far.
Jesus.
Look, when you lock animators in a room
Yeah.
and don't let them leave,
The movie made $93 million.
good for them.
In America, it essentially doesn't exist.
I hope Fred Butter is just rolling in that Boonie Bears money.
It's good to be butter. Fred Butter. Fred Butter should be a character, it seems like. All right, let's wrap up here with Gorgone's favorite segment, highs and lows.
Oh yeah, highs
Highs
and
and
lows. Look,
lows.
if there's one thing, like the trials and tribulations I've suffered through this season of the IP Squad, it's not
Yeah.
all of the like ups and downs of the video game adaptation movies that I've had to watch. It is enduring the incessant blathering of people who feel the urge
Yeah.
to give 1-star reviews to movies that are like aggressively 4s sometimes,
Yeah.
but never like
Yeah.
what they hyperbolically make them out to be.
Oh
Yeah.
no! I mean, the
With that being said, John, go ahead.
yeah, the point of this segment is always like almost no movie ever matches a 1 or a 10 for me. Like very rarely do either polls fit. Anyway, okay, here this comes to us from, and the way this is spelled is important. Wicked Games. Now that's WIKKIDGAMEZ. Wicked
Ooh,
Games.
I'm shocked there aren't numbers included in that username.
No.
Or gamers.
Yeah. You can tell I like games. All right. Title of the review. Excellent start to what will hopefully end up a trilogy. I see a lot of people talking about the lack of certain things like the actual tournament. Too much groundwork on background for certain characters and other characters completely missing from the movie. Characters not looking the same, etc. As well as people saying they wish there had been more action than only about 40 to 50% of the movie. I just want to point out to everyone that's not aware that this is supposed to be the beginning of a trilogy. Yes, I am one of those people that follows stuff like this. Had they packed all of that into one movie, it would have been overloaded. I personally think it was an excellent start. Excellent character casting and personality building on everyone. I love all the visuals, Outworld and the Temple on Earth, as well as all the visual hints in the movie of the future characters for those of us that are a little obsessive. I like the music upgrades. They feel the original bring back the memories with slightly more contemporary vibe to it, keeping it from sounding dated. Crossing my fingers that this first installment does well enough so the next installment goes ahead. Obviously, this was written when just when this came out.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
The only reason that I'm worried that it may not is because of everything that's happened over the past year, not because of the movie not being good enough. I personally love this movie as the first part of a trilogy. If it were a standalone, I may be a little disappointed that certain personal favorites, cough, Katana, cough, Nightwolf, cough, were not in it.
Nightwolf, really?
I think Nightwolf is an interesting personal favorite. Yeah.
And also, how would he be in it? Because he was a picture in a historical book.
Yeah. I saw Katana's blade fan in the temple, although it didn't get a neon sign the way Shinnok's amulet did when Kano tried to steal it. And one of the newspaper clipping on Sonya Blade's research wall pointed to the possibility for a future Nightwolf to me. But between those hints and the big hit blazing neon sign, really LOL, at the end when Cole Young heads to Hollywood as he leaves a movie poster for Johnny Cage, Citizen Cage, is left.
Citizen Cage.
Yeah, I did love, of course I loved, yeah, that was great. They would have had to include other realms in this movie to pull in characters like Katana, and again, that probably would have been information overload for one movie. They are taking their time and doing this right, and I, for one, appreciate it greatly. Looking forward to the next installment of this trilogy. 10 out of 10 stars. All right, that was a reasonable person.
Yeah, and also
I will
a little
say-
wordy in the middle
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of what a lot of these people need to really brush up on is their be succinct, because you keep coming around to the same point again and again. I feel like in a lot of these.
We did not actually discuss the music in this film. The composer here is Benjamin Wallfish.
Yeah.
Who I thought did an okay job. The remix of Techno Syndrome, I don't know. Like, it's tough to beat that original, right?
I did
Yeah.
the way it merged into the score at the end, though, with the final fight. I
Yeah.
thought was kind of cool the way that it blended in with like the orchestral score, and then had the underpinnings of the classic Mortal Kombat theme. I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. And I thought the music overall, like, music is one of those things where it's either going to, like, make an impact to make you go, whoa, make an impact to make you go, or you don't notice it at all.
Mm-hmm.
and that's me fucking 90% of the time.
Yeah, I think
Every
it's a
time
lot of
every
people
time I'm
90%
on one of
the
these
time.
episodes and John brings up music, I'm like, oh, I forgot to listen to.
I have found that yes, similar when I do shows with Brendan, he just doesn't really clock the music. Some people are really into it, some people are really not. I'm a big movie score nerd, so I've always got an ear out for it. All right, we will finish here. Know this, Gorgone. I chose not to pick the one that was like 12 paragraphs. There was just
Thank
you.
absolute.
What?
An absolute.
It's almost 9 o'clock, John.
Yeah, there was an absolute just
A bus to catch.
like a guy that just was clearly having a horrible day and just needed to take it out. I'm not saying this one isn't, a little longer, but it's not.
Okay. Before
yeah.
you get into this,
Yeah.
Elliot, over under on how many characters this person mentions that aren't in the movie.
Oh, Christ.
I'm saying they mention at least 5
that don't appear.
Oh, see, I was gonna go
that
like
don't
9.
appear in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay. We're
Okay.
In fact, I'm
Price is
gonna
Right
do a
rules.
called shot. I'm gonna do a called shot for Stryker.
Oh, okay.
Guys have made some interesting choices. Anyway, here we go. This comes to us from Zoli King. Title of the review: Pathetic. That's one word title. If the aim was to take a dump on the IP and alienate the existing fan base, good job. If it was to turn people who never engaged with the franchise in any way before, I think he means to turn away people who never engaged with the franchise in any way before, probably.
No, don't edit their words,
All
John.
right. Then if it was to turn people who never engaged with the franchise in any way before, probably even better. Shame on whoever wrote this lazily put together nonsense that has nothing to do with any established storylines, nor manages to tell a sane, internally coherent movie. If we discount the first and frankly main issue, I'd say this cliched riddle, phoned in pile of shit, manages to find the perfect balance between facepalm and cringe. But no, somehow it breaks both of those scales at the same time. The story starts at roughly the right place, though watching the Shirai Ryu get exterminated.
Shiraiyu.
Yeah, get exterminated by the Lin Kui feels sort of like Batman or Spider-Man's origin story. Overtold. Then
Wow.
Who?
in what?
Wow.
In what?
Watching your family get killed and wanting to seek vengeance for it was invented by Spider-Man. You're so right.
Been done. Then the unnecessary main character is shoehorned in, and you know what? I'd be borderline willing to step past it if he was not a character with no traits. I don't mean he's boring or vanilla. I literally think that when the character was developed, the writers forgot to come up with a personality. And let's not forget about this ridiculous Arcana concept that allows iconic characters to do what they do without their established gear or cybernetic implants, or in the most extreme case, allow them to magically manifest high-tech cybernetic prosthetics. The sheer level of laziness in the writing here is detestable. Shame on the director, too, who deserves the same kind of props. I never realized you'd get performances out of otherwise talented actors that are stiff, over the top, and boring at the same time. Give me your best crotchety grandpa with kids on his lawn, and dial it up to 12 must have been a sentence heard daily on this set. And when the cast and crew were finally free of this genius and post-production finally started, the sound team suddenly had to start putting up with the daily instruction, now put a sci-fi noise in for the magic event, while the editors had to work with this. Okay, so we derped hard on the fight choreography, so just chip-chop this scene into sub-second pieces so nobody notices. Final paragraph, it's almost over. The dumb, campy 90s Mortal Kombat was 12 times better than this lazily slapped together.
Why 12? Anyway.
The one good thing about this being so bad is that the next reboot, however many decades we might need to wait for, will have to be a home run. It's a simple recipe. Get an iconic cast of characters together, get them to Shang Tsung's island by minute 20, and then do the tournament. Nail the fights, the characters, put in some appropriate character development, a dash of humor, and crank the epic to 11 at the end. A blind hamster could do it. 1 out of 10 stars. No character names mentioned.
Wow.
I will say,
shocked at their restraint.
the one I didn't read that was super long didn't mention characters, but mentioned why are these characters in it? They're not important. Yeah, that they were very upset about. They're not a major character. Yes.
I would love to, personally, Mike, I don't know what your thoughts are, but personally, I would love to drill in on the point about it being lazy that they can do that the Arcana thing was developed so that they could use powers without cybernetic enhancements or to like create, when I'm assuming there are no explanations in the game, the original games, why Sub-Zero can turn you to ice and kick you apart, or why Scorpion shoot a chain out of hand.
There were so little explanations in those original games that when the 90s movie was made, they assumed that Scorpion's weird thing came out of his palm.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah. No, I do think you can have a problem with that, but the idea of calling it lazy, they literally put thought to it.
They literally did more work to try to make it like even somewhat believable to an audience.
Also, here's the thing I'm really tired of, and as somebody who obviously watches a lot of action movies and martial arts movies, it's a lazy criticism to say that there are cuts and fight scenes. Now, there are movies that have chopped fight scenes into ribbons. This movie doesn't do that, but it also doesn't have 5-minute unbroken takes either, and that's okay. Not everything needs to be Old Boy. Like once Old Boy, John Wick
can be.
No, once like Old Boy, John Wick, and Daredevil set this precedent, everybody goes, that's what fight scenes look like now. And you're like, no, there are plenty of ways to shoot them. And I think this movie, we talked about the fight scenes are great and don't feel cut to ribbons by any means. And clearly are real actors doing the fights in them.
Yeah, the note about the fight choreography being bad, I was like, I don't think that you don't know what those words mean, but okay.
There is only one fight in this movie where they're literally fighting just CG characters, so they're not actually interacting, and even that's an engaging fight sequence where they're fighting Reptile. Yeah,
and that's the toughest thing to do always, right? Because normally it's like, oh, here we go, people fighting a CGI creature. I thought it was pretty solid. Yeah.
Well, considering they're mostly flailing at nothing.
Yeah. But I believed that Kano was fighting with an invisible lizard.
He sold it. That's how good he was.
He sold it.
Yeah. So there you go. There's thoughts on Mortal Kombat.
Fascinating. And as always, I would love to watch whatever movie these people thought they were watching.
Yeah.
To live in that world.
To live in that world too. Like, what a bizarre world you live in, because I didn't get any of that.
No, I didn't. No, I know. They're just like, it is amazing. I know art is subjective, but there are times when you are just like, so we're just seeing different things. Okay. Fair. All right. Jeez. Whatever. All right. Well,
Fascinating.
there you go. That's Mortal Kombat from 2021. Of course, if you want to check out more from us and everything on the Punch Up Entertainment Network, head over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/punchupent. That's Punch Up ENT. Get cool exclusive bonus content as well as access to archive episodes and help support all the shows on the Punch Up Entertainment Network. Gorgone, where else can people check us out? It's written down.
Vimeo? No, YouTube. The other one,
It.
YouTube.
That's it.
YouTube.com/@punchup.
Yeah, well, I'll say it right now. Don't go to Vimeo because there's nothing there.
Is there anything there?
Oh, we don't have a
Generally?
Vimeo. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
No, I just mean generally.
Yeah, who's
speaking.
watching anything on? When was the last time you clicked on anything on Vimeo?
When was the last
Old
time I
quick
heard that
time
name?
of the hamster dance.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a period of time where they were trying to be
It's
the
been a long
we're the
time since I've heard that name.
yeah. Anyway, yes, Gorgone, continue to tell them where they can find us
But
on
while you're
YouTube.
there on YouTube, please come enjoy all of the bountiful offerings we have, which include, of course, the visual version of May the Panel Be With You, where some Star Wars comics along
Yes.
with John and I, or Punch Up Plays, where Elliot and I are playing some Vigi games. Elliot,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I think by you saying you've played Mortal Kombat Armageddon, we are contractually obligated now to maybe do a playthrough of Mortal Kombat Armageddon on Punch Up Plays. We'll see.
Okay. And I'm gonna have to probably play that.
I think but can I get in the passenger seat for a little while? Maybe.
Well, I
We'll
played
see.
it as the
I'm making no
fighting game,
promises.
not the story. Okay.
the exasperation of that. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Are either of us good at fighting games? No, but that's the
No.
fun.
No, yeah, that's not my bag either, though. So, I feel like that's
Well, yeah,
that.
Please
Yeah.
like, comment, subscribe. Let us know in the comments below. What'd you think of Mortal Kombat 21?
Yeah.
What is the weird niche character you want to show up in the sequel, and why is it Nightwolf?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you find a Nightwolf fan out there. They do exist. Next week on the show, Michael Lissman will be back with me to talk about the only Resident Evil movie we're covering this season for our own sanity and to keep this from being 6 years of the podcast. We are talking about Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah, the second of what will now be 3 attempts at the Resident Evil continuity on film because they're literally filming a new Resident Evil movie right now.
The movie that dared to ask, what if we just did Resident Evil 2, but as a movie?
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah, and
Sort of.
we'll have thoughts about how successful that was next week on the show. Alyssa and I both big Resident Evil nerds, so you better believe we have thoughts. But that is going to do it for this week's episode. Until next week, the case file is closed.